Hey, welcome to Eye Transmute, where we listen to understand, where we learn to grow, and where we glow from the inside out. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all rocking with y'all girl, and y'all already know just for that, I am eternally grateful. Today, we have a special and beautiful and talented guest, and I just love her. Beauty, rhythm, and resilience with Ariyahna. We'll be talking all about it today, but just a little briefly how we met. I actually go to school with Ariyahna, and as we were sitting in our sociology class, I just looked at her and I just admired her and, got to talking to her, and just an excellent entrepreneur on her journey. She's very young. She's staying focused. She's doing things the right way as far as making sure she's taking care of those things now so she can have a successful future. Something a lot of us, including me, kind of has struggles with on their journey, but it's never too late. But I'm so grateful she's here today because she can give that example and be that leader for this next generation to come. So you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, of course. So, hey everyone, my name is Ariyahna. I am 21 years old. I am a business owner. I am a dance coach. I'm just a woman of many hats. I am the founder and CEO of Ariyahna. I've been a licensed nail technician now for going on 8 years. 8 years, y'all.
Dang, so when did you start?
I started at 13 in middle school.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so my business really started booming around COVID. We were supposed to be on lockdown, but I was still doing nails on the low. So that's when I really created a name for myself during that time. I started dancing as long as I can remember. I started at a very young age. I danced as a majorette dancer up until I was 18. Once you graduate high school, you basically have to leave the team. So that's when I decided to become a coach. I didn't want to fully step away from dance because that's my passion.
Right.
I'm also in college pursuing a degree in business and hopes to become a corporate lawyer.
Wow. So when you talk about all those things, wearing those many hats, how do you balance all that?
Yes. So these are all my passions, right? And I find that balance through just having a strict schedule, just time management.
Yes. I love how you said that because I know a lot of times we think, dang, I can't do it. And like you said, you're a woman of many talents. So it's harder to determine like, okay, God, you made me good at so many things. So what exactly am I supposed to go with? But how she said time and understanding, hey, I don't have to do it all right now. I can set the stage, I can master this, and then I can move forward. So I love how she started so young, 13, nail tech. And how long would you say before you really started to see the results from your harvest, the seeds you planted?
I would say maybe 2 years.
See?
The first year was hard for me, and I actually was very discouraged. I faced a lot of imposter syndrome, so I stopped for about 6 to 7 months. But then I'm like, this is really something I love to do, and I didn't want to just step away from it because I was scared,
So your love for your passions, it really created a pathway for your authenticity to shine through.
Right.
So when did you start to hop back in it, like, no, I'm not going to give up, and what really motivated you to come out of that imposter syndrome?
My biggest motivator is my mom.
Gotcha.
She's an entrepreneur herself, and she always just reminded me. She reminded me of my why. Like why, what drew you to wanting to become a nail tech? And even before I was a nail tech, I was an artist, and I started off drawing. I started off drawing at the young age of 8.
Okay.
She was very supportive. She hosted an art show for me at the house, and it planted that seed for entrepreneurship for me. So she just reminded me of,
I love that, of your why.
Yes.
And I think that's important. Let's kind of stop and hone in on that. Because we all go through it.
Right.
Even me with Harmony Corner, I really didn't start seeing results until like the 3rd year. I didn't get my first selling package, my huge package, until the 3rd year, and then it was like, okay, cool. Because we have to understand that going into it, we have to build that trust too, and also get all the knowledge that we need. I think we step into these passions and we think, oh yeah, I got it. But then we don't understand too the hard work and dedication that's instilled into it. And that's what the brand is. How are you getting up? How are you working? What are you doing with these gifts? How are you overcoming those obstacles when it's time to knock it down? And when we got off of that journey of just imposter syndrome, And you said your mother was just motivation. What did you start to do?
Yeah, so I just started to journal. I started to do a lot of the inner work.
Yes. Inner work, you guys. On our journey, like she said, imposter. I dealt with the same thing.
Yeah.
And I call it copycat energy.
Right.
Because when we're growing, and I say I was raised by a lot of people because my father passed at an early age, you know, and I went through a lot of things. So I would, you know, be getting moved from place to place until I got with my stepmother. So I have all of these different habits, behaviors, different things that I've learned from all of these different people. So what exactly is me?
Right.
So I think when we really start to walk into our passions, we start to see things, but even me, I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of sounding like everybody else.
Exactly.
So you really start to dig for your uniqueness, and you figure out, damn, I'm really not as unique as what I thought I am, but what is it, or how do I really get to the core of that? And that was a really big challenge for me, and I think what it is just be you. Just get out, do what you need to do, and let your passion for whatever you're doing speak for it. And that's exactly what you did. I love that. So let's talk about some of the things that you do with your nail tech and with your dance. Whatever you want to start with first.
Okay. So I am acrylic nail tech. I specialize in acrylic enhancements, and I also teach nail courses to other aspiring nail techs, because I remember starting off how hard it could be, not knowing the right steps, the right products, you know, things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I also sell nail products.
Okay.
Yes.
You do press-ons too?
Not press-ons, not yet. Yeah, I took a step back from press-ons for a little bit, yeah. I am also a majorette dance coach for K through 12. We're a nonprofit organization. Our team name is Crucial Creations Black Crystals. Yes, we're located here.
I love it.
Thank you.
And you guys travel a lot, because I know I seen you out and about with your girls one day. Y'all was loaded up, and you was like, come on, y'all, get your bags and let's go. And it's such a beautiful thing. And when I seen you and I met you at first, I was like, she's definitely into beauty. So when I met you and I seen, like, damn, she doing it, like she doing the nail tech, like I look at your page, like the way that you speak, you're clairvoyant, like you really got it going on, and I just really want to give you your flowers for that, because a lot of young women are not doing it like that. And I see you getting up with the grind, with the school, and you know, just other struggles. And I know that you kind of had other struggles that you were dealing with, you know, a little bit of grief going on that we kind of touched on in that classroom setting. How was that for you, losing someone so close to you while you are just branching out on your journey?
So it was very hard. I lost my cousin in 2023 on her birthday. She was the heart of our family, the life of the party, you know. And she was also an entrepreneur. She was a makeup artist, you know. But one thing I took out of that situation is to live life every day, live life to the fullest, you know. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. Don't never wait for the right time with anything, because life is unexpected. Life is unpredictable, you know. So it's taught me to never wait for the right moment for anything. There's never going to be a right moment.
There's never a right moment, and just to go. And thank you for sharing that, because I know that is like a sensitive subject because for me, and especially, you know, depending on how it happens. And my cousin, she went out traumatically in 2021, so it was really hard with her domestic violence situation. But a part of me died, and then a part of me awoke. It was kind of like, okay, I'm so sad. Because God, you're steady taking people from me that I love, and you know I barely have anybody here. And so it was very hurtful. But then, what am I gonna do? Because I can't let her go out in vain. I can't let me go out in vain. And it was the first time I really realized, dang, I haven't really shown up for me. So it was kind of like bittersweet. Never sweet. But bittersweet because of the lessons that you learn behind it. They say that, you know, when God does like that to your family, it's kind of a wake-up call. Like, he wants to kind of get your attention. So he definitely got my attention. And I really woke up for that time, and that's how Harmony Corner was introduced initially for women going through domestic violence, just really needing help with safe exits. And then here I am, just like a whole healing corner, just full of trauma recovery informed information for individuals to be able to overcome grief and loss, domestic violence, and all of that. So, you know, I thank you for sharing that, because it's hard to talk about, but it's something that we also have to talk about too, because it's a part of life. And I've had a relationship with Dad since I was a very young girl, but something about those soul ties and just those physical ties, something different. And she was definitely a soul tie.
Yes.
So rest in heaven to her. You know, I know if she's watching on you, she's a part of you. She's never gonna let you go. You know, she's flourishing you on those entrepreneur endeavors. And I know that even when you think about it, you can see those little peaks of sunshines on those milestones, even when she's not there. So thank you for sharing that. So talk about a little bit more about your girls. Do you guys travel? And
So we travel a few times a year. We just came from Omaha. We're actually going to St. Louis in a couple months. So we travel very often.
I love it. And you said from K to 12. So what do you mostly see? Is it like a variety of them, or what ages do you mostly see gravitating towards your program?
Mostly around the middle school age, so around 10 to 13.
Gotcha.
Around
it's when they're starting to kind of really step into it. And we'll make sure that we get all your contact information for your dance. We make sure that we get your information out for your nail tech classes on this video. So you guys make sure that you stick around, and also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can stay updated. But we're going to be putting our information out there so you guys can get all the information you need to lead your entrepreneur journey. Like she said, she has the nail tech classes where she's teaching you everything you need to know, you guys. Because we step into those seasons and we're like, who's going to help me? So here you go. Right here, you have people already here willing to help you. And then if you have a young woman or you want to learn some skill, do you teach people like me?
Of course.
Girl, I'm trying to get in there and shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. But really getting into it early for these young girls and having those outlets so that they always have safe places to go. And not only that, this is their legacies that they're building. If this is something that they love, this is what's going to get them to those higher places and in those rooms with those important people. So we'll have all that information after the video so you guys can click on it, check it out, and get up with her if you guys want to do that. So what is your mission? I know you said you really got back up and really got motivated and thought about that why. So what is your mission?
My mission is to create a community of young women to really step into their power, their confidence, things like that. Because that's something as a young girl I struggle with a lot of times. So really just building that confidence, that drive to just keep going or whatever it is they're pursuing in life.
I love that. I love that. And just to keep them motivated. So would you say that what you're bringing to the table is going to be a really core asset as far as self-love and confidence for these young women?
Yes, for sure.
I love it because that's something that we're lacking.
We are.
Let's talk on that.
We are.
Because at the big age of 32, let's talk about how I just learned how to really step into self-love and confidence because I couldn't give myself, but I could give to everybody else. And it's so important that we stay full and we are choosing us first. And we're keeping that confidence and not letting anybody sway us from who we are. Know who we are and let that stand. And don't change who you are, change the where. Don't let your value undervalue where you are. If you've outgrown certain places, it might just be time to move around. And that's something I learned. I had to just be like, well, I might have outgrown some people. I might be weird. I might be a little bit too different for people, but that's okay. I'm going to step into a room where I'm valued. And I think once we do that, or we create those rooms, then we start to have a different perspective on life, and it starts to begin that journey of bliss and success. So I really love that. So what are some future endeavors that you have coming up?
So I am in the works of, still getting my degree and everything. So I do plan on
keep that balance.
Yes,
keep that balance.
Yes. And with my nail courses, I am thinking about branching off to doing classes, group classes, where I'm teaching more than just one girl at a time.
I love it. Okay, definitely keep us posted on there. Let me know so I can make sure that I'm hitting it out, advertising it. Still gonna get my daughter in there. She still really wants to get in there. I said, you gonna get in there? You gonna teach mama? She said, I got you, mama. So really take advantage of these things, guys, because this is how we're building our own revenue, and we have to have those assets, you guys, in order to build that revenue. Without assets and without the knowledge on how to get those assets, we can't, build that revenue. So I just want to thank you for that. Anything else that you want to really add to
one of my biggest pieces of advice, one thing that stuck out to me is one day or day one, and to just never wait for the right time for anything, because there will never be a right time for anything. And to just push through whatever hard time you're going through, and just have that heart for whatever it is that you're pursuing.
I love that. So what is your hope for these young ladies beyond your class?
Confidence.
Yeah.
I really stress the importance of confidence, because when you have that confidence in whatever it is that you're doing, nobody can tell you
you're
anything.
Unbreakable.
Yes.
It's like Beyonce, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. Because I dealt with that a lot in school. My feelings would be hurt a lot because what people thought about me or what people said. And then I would really admire like those young ladies that were really different and would, kind of get talked about, but they'd be like, I don't care. I like it anyway. So it's like, how does she get that confidence in people, because she knows who she is and she's secure. And I think that that's how we should all be, because we're not supposed to be the same. And I think that we're living in a world where everybody's kind of converting to being the same. Everybody's running to, plastic surgery. Everybody's running to do the same things. And there's nothing wrong with being you. There's nothing wrong with sticking to what looks good on you. You don't have to change up anything to be anybody different. We want to improve ourselves. I'm big on, I tell people all the time, first thing I'm doing, y'all already know I'm running to go get that grill fixed. Because when it comes to the body and the appearance, we all know when we look good, we feel good. So still want to make sure that we're staying on top of that self-care, but knowing that wherever we're at on that journey in self-care, to keep that confidence, and we can get there.
Right, and it's okay to not be perfect too.
Yeah.
Because perfectionism kills the art of it all.
It kills the art. It kills authenticity.
Yes.
Perfectionism kills authenticity. And I noticed when I was really into my perfectionism, I couldn't start nothing.
Right.
Because it had to be exact or point on. So when, even just the podcast, my husband kept looking at me like, girl, you just need to get your butt on there. But you question everything. Are they gonna like me? Am I good enough? To the point where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna get on there because I love it. I'm not gonna care about this. I'm just gonna start getting a couple things to put in there. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just something that's homey, something comfortable, and you move with that. Another thing, work with what you have to get where you're going. You don't have to be extravagant. You don't have to be extravagant, you guys. Work what you have to get where you're going. It takes those baby steps to get up there. Don't hop all the way up there and miss all them steps in between. And then when you fall down, you don't have the knowledge or wisdom or structure on how to get back up there. So take those steps and respect that and love that. And y'all already know, I'm going to sing my song on the way up out here, because that's what I do. And Ariyahna's on her journey, and I'm on my journey, and we be walking it out, and we be talking it out. And another thing, we ain't walking, we ain't talking how we used to, right? When we transform, we're always transforming. Don't let nobody tell you, I'm supposed to. I'm going to keep getting gooder. I'm going to keep getting better and better and gooder and better. I feel like Cardi B here now. Because that's just how it is, you guys. And don't let nobody knock you down. I'm kind of stepping out of that humble mentality, because we want to be righteous. We want to do the right things, but humble to what extent? Because I don't want to discredit myself or discredit anybody from their gifts at all. So love you guys, and I love you, and I just want to thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
And guess what? I'm gonna walk on my journey. I'm gonna talk on my journey. I'm gonna walk on my journey. It's my life, and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna talk. Ariyahna gonna walk. We gonna talk. Yeah. I thank y'all. I love y'all. Love and light. Be a peace. Pull some love out of there, and be a blessing to each other. Let's transmute. Let's make magic. Love and light.